Hey guys. Well, it comes a time where um, eventually your heroes um, they get older and eventually uh, they have to retire. I mean, you go back and you look at Peyton Manning and uh, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, all these greats who have who are legends in their respective sport or whatever. Um, Eventually they get older at age and their body starts to deteriorate, and eventually they have to you know put their jerseys, or in this case the wrestling boots, away. And last night was finally the night that the Undertaker, man, who's been in the WWE for 3 decades. Think about this. This is mind-boggling. 3 decades worth of kids have seen the Undertaker wrestle. They have grew up with this guy, and last night was his final match. Um, yes, I believe it was time, but it didn't make it any easier to watch at all. Um, but I just want to come here and just say, man, thank you, Taker, man, thank you. I've been a huge fan since I started liking this thing called professional wrestling, man. Back in freaking, I don't know, I really started watching really around the early 2000s. So I was just there uh, little before the American Badass stages, but I have went back and looked at his other previous incarnations as well. And Undertaker's been one of my favorite characters. He's the first guy, even before I was a wrestling fan. He was one of the first wrestlers that I knew about. Just being around my older cousins. Um, at first there was Hulk Hogan and there was Undertaker, and those are the two guys that I knew. Even before really Stone Cold or The Rock or even Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels for that case, Undertaker was up there, man. It was one of the first wrestlers that I ever known. And then when I started watching wrestling, I was intrigued by it, man. That just the mystique of that character. If there was one thing that Vince McMahon has to be proud of, when it all said and done for the legacy of Vince McMahon, he's got to be uh, excited about. I mean, not excited, but he has to be proud of, one, yes, WrestleMania and the company as a whole, but the Undertaker character. That character has become so legendary over the years, um, and so many people in the business and outside the business respect that character. They respect it, and I don't know what WrestleMania is going to be without Mark Calloway, man. I mean, this is all a lot of people my age. This is all we know. It's Undertaker. We Undertaker is synonymous with WrestleMania, and now um, he won't be there anymore, and that's weird. But like everything in life, eventually things change, and eventually, um, you know, eventually things you known before are gone, and this was Undertaker's time, man. I gotta say, uh, I know there's a lot of people who are sad, but I think it's really bittersweet because Undertaker's over the last 3 or 4 years hasn't been the same. He's been plagued by injuries. He had surgery. He's not moving around the same. And it was really hard to watch that match with Roman, and even his previous match, ever since probably WrestleMania 29 is probably the last really good Undertaker match, the one with CM Punk. After that, they haven't been really that good. He hasn't been moving around well in the ring. He's been injured, and it's just time. It's time to say goodbye. And I accept that, and I hope everybody else who are fans of Undertaker can accept that this was his last ride. It really needed to be. I know people don't agree with Roman Reigns beating Undertaker. I can totally understand that. But last night was not about Roman Reigns. Whatever happens to Roman Reigns, whatever, man. Whatever. I don't even care. Last night was about the legacy, celebrating the career of one of the greatest characters in WWE, not just WWE history, but wrestling history. And there's just so many people out there just showing Mark Calloway love, man. You, Undertaker, the Phenom, the American Badass, Big Evil, whatever you want to call him, you have you have constantly changed your character and stayed update with the times, and you're the man, man. You are the man. You will always be one of the greatest characters of all time, and I just want to say thank you. I love watching you as I grew up, and it's hard saying goodbye, but hey, man, you got a life, you got a wife, you got a kid, you got all that stuff, man. So, uh, so congratulations on a great, stellar, about almost 3 decades worth of excellence, and just enjoy retirement, man. Enjoy it, because you, if anybody deserves to have a great life after wrestling, it's you. So, like I said, thank you, Taker, and you always be a part of WWE. So that's all I got. I just want to come here and give my thoughts on the Undertaker's retirement. Guys, I figure people, the video, I am working on that right now, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, wrestling people, hey man, our guy, it's time to say goodbye, but he'll never be forgotten. Peace out, everybody.